we had selected Wheeler Mission, which is a pretty, I'll say, famous charity downtown Indianapolis. They help out homeless people and families and kids and stuff like that.
And they have what they call a Christmas gift room, and they single moms can come in and get gifts for their kids, and so they take donations of any kind of toys and clothes and things, and then moms can come in and pick out things for their kids. So that's
Our stuff could turn into, 100 families worth of stuff, which is really cool because they get to come in and pick one thing here and there, and so it'll be from us and then spread out pretty quick. The other one is the Julian Center. Go ahead.
And the Julian Center is a shelter for abused women and their children, and they have a similar kind of thing, but there are people that live in their facility that obviously don't have access to things that most of us have access to, and so this is a way for them to have some really nice Christmas things available to them while they're in the shelter.
So it's pretty neat. It's people who have a bunch given to people who just don't have. The game today, there's going to be 4 teams, obviously 4 limos. We've got the teams set out. We'll hand those out in a minute. Lunch is at Kelty's. If you're late to lunch is at 1:30. You have to, one of the people from your group has to stand up and eat. So, and you get to pick who was the person who made you late, and that's the person who stands up. Here's how the rules work. Each group will spend as close to $1,000 as you can. So we're going to spend items on the list, or very similar to items on the list, are you able to get. So you're not allowed to be creative and go off list this time. Last year it was, we found a PS3, that's really cool, let's just get it. This year we're working off the list. You can buy, you can't buy more than 5 things. Some other rules, and it's all written down. So I just want to have people ask questions if they want. A case of Coke is one thing. 24 Cokes is 24 things. So understand that if it's not bundled together and packaged together, it's more than one thing. So 5 things at any one store. There are 6 columns of things to get on a spreadsheet. So you're going to go to 6 stores today, minimum. So if you're unbelievably efficient, you'll go get 5 things at 6 stores, have 30 things, and be right at your $1,000. There's no way you can actually do that. But the minimum is 6 stores, 5 things at each store. You can visit the same store, same branded store, twice, but you have to go to a different branded store in between, and you can't go to the same exact store twice. That makes sense? So if you go to the Meijer over here, you can't go back to that Meijer, but you could go to a Meijer somewhere else as long as you went to a different store in between. You have to elect one person in your team to be the buyer, and it's their Amex card we use the whole day, and every receipt must be on their Amex card. The big thing is, that's just easier for Beth.
And it'd be good if you had somebody keeping track of the receipts too.
Yes.
It was actually really good last year. I mean, we got all the receipts very neatly, but make sure that happens again, please.
And here's a twist. At each store, when you check out, you all have to be together, and I expect a video snippet of you checking out as a group.
First thing you walk in my
Can't fly out and conquer here.
And,
Do we have to have a store clerk
and
videos?
as you check out, I'd like somebody
Okay,
to
one
snap a
person
picture
excluded.
from their cell phone and email it to me.
What? Say that again? I'm sorry.
We had people cheat last year.
It wasn't our team.
So we're gonna make sure we're not cheating this year. So you're gonna email me a picture from your cell phone at checkout every time you check out.
Email a picture.
All right. There are awards. The awards are closest to $1,000 without going over. Now the deal is last year you guys negotiated special pricing and got exactly to $1,000. Can't do that this year.
Or bought gift cards in some weird denominations.
Right. Get a gift card for $10.42. So on the rules it says you cannot negotiate the cost of items, Pat. Can't buy cards at irregular amounts. More or less, you must buy items at their display price and can't buy custom items to hit the $1,000 on the nose. So you have to buy actual things to get to $1,000. So there's closest to $1,000. there's highest points.
Is that tax included?
Yes,
Yes.
total cost. There are a second phase of this that we didn't have last year. There is a sheet of riddles. And there are points for fulfilling specific things on the riddles. Some of them are incredibly easy. Some of them might be a little bit more challenging. So you can get the highest points. And if there is a tie for highest points, the most creative video snippet or photo will be judged by Beth, and the team with the most creative photo or video snippet will win the highest points.
Well, same thing with that, 1,000 too. If we have somebody who
That's
thinks
the
are
number.
exactly.
Yeah, if you get exactly at 1,000, we'll do the same thing. We'll pick either some sort of creativity mode. And the first team to get at least 5 things from each column of the list and be within $50 of the 1,000, meaning it's a speed issue too. If you're the first one done with 30 things, 5 in each of the 6 columns, you can win a prize. And we'll use the time on the receipt as the proof of time. So make sure that you're at least the last receipt's got a time on it, or else you ain't gonna win. And that leaves one team out. There is a consolation prize, but it's not near as cool as the other 3 things we got. So it might be worthwhile trying to not be the team who doesn't win something. You cannot win 2 prizes as a group. And so if you qualify for 2, if you're the fastest and you're the closest to 1,000 and you had the highest points, you get to pick the prize you want, but you still only get 1. The limos have to be back here by 4:30.
You have between 4 and 4:30.
Okay. By 4:30.
No
And
later than 4:30 though,
we
'cause
will
they have another group actually that like us that's doing a similar thing that has to start. So
they're similar to us. They don't actually like us. They're similar to us.
they're doing a similar thing.
You said that like us, and I was like, they don't like
That
us.
are like us.
Like
I
us.
understand.
Is it rock?
People don't- Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, they don't like us. So you got to be back by 4:30. There is a possibility you could be done by lunch, and we have a phase 2 if you are. We'll discuss that at lunch. Any questions?
Are malls open right now?
Yes.
Keystone.
Yeah.
The malls are, the stores aren't.
Yeah. Malls are open, but some stores may not be open.
Okay, but,
Is there a but?
there's gonna be strategy involved though.
There will be
so-
strategy involved. So it
Once
may-
you get your packet.
just a little hint, the mall might not be the best choice.
But there's locals in each limo to kind of.
Yes, there are.
There are locals in each limo, yes. Except for yours.
No, you have tape.
Right,
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. Pause.
That was your day to watch it.
No. No rating stores.
All right, I will now pass out who's, and you can go ahead and get in your groups.